welcome to this class. In this lesson, I will be teaching you a very interesting topic: figures of speech and sounds. Literature as a subject has three branches or genres or types. They are prose, drama, and poetry. These three branches of literature make use of figures of speech and sounds in varying degrees, in different degrees. What is a figure of speech? A figure of speech is an expression used to convey meaning or heighten effect, often by comparing or identifying one thing with another that has a meaning or connotation familiar to the reader or listener. What then is the meaning of denotation, and what does connotation stands for? Denotation means the literal or dictionary meanings of words, while connotation means the suggestive meanings of words. Denotatively, the apple fruit means something that can be eaten or something edible. The connotative meanings of the apple fruit are sin, as in the days of Adam and Eve. Another meaning is innovation. Many technological gadgets today have the apple symbol. Simile is a figure of speech, and what does it mean? Simile compares two different things using like or as. The two different things that are being compared must have a thing in common. Tortoise is being compared to a boy here, and the point of similarity between tortoise and the boy is slowness. He is as slow as tortoise. She swims like a dolphin. Metaphor is a figure of speech that also compares two different things without using like or as. It's raining cats and dogs. Does it mean that cats and dogs are falling down the sky? No. It simply means that it is raining heavily. My brother's stomach is a bottomless pit. It means that my brother is a glutton. He eats a lot. You are the apple of my eye is another example of metaphor. Watch this video clip for more understanding of simile and metaphor. Personification is another figure of speech, and it means to give human attributes or qualities to animals or inanimate objects. Inanimate objects are lifeless objects. That alarm clock screamed at him to wake up in the morning. Alarm clocks do not scream, they ring, but they are being personified here. The flame of the candle danced in the dark. The flower begged for water. Do you see the personification here? The wind whistled throughout the day. It's another example of personification. Next is synecdoche. It is a figure of speech in which a part of something is used to represent the whole of that thing. I have 4 mouths to feed at home simply means I have 4 family members to feed at home. What represents family members here is mouth. Do you like my new wheels? Do you like my new car? Wheels here represents car. Give us this day our daily bread. Bread here is not as you know it literally. It means food or meal. Hyperbole is another figure of speech that means exaggeration, to blow things out of proportion, to evoke a strong emotion or to evoke humor, to cause laughter. A smile was a mile wide. Is that possible? No. The expression is hyperbolic. She cried so long that she made a lake. Oxymoron is next, and it means to place two words that are opposite in meaning side by side. These are examples of oxymoron. Seriously funny. Found missing. Clearly misunderstood. Pretty and at the same time ugly. These are more examples of oxymoron. Plastic glasses. Deliberate mistake. Deliberate mistake. Two opposite words. Deafening silence. Next figure of speech is euphemism. Euphemism means to use mild words or polite words in place of words that will sound rude, shocking, embarrassing, or unpleasant. Instead of saying that somebody is blind, which could be very embarrassing, you say the person is visually impaired. There are some people that you refer to as old. Even if they are old, they pick offense. Instead of just saying they are old, you refer to them as senior citizens. And a correctional facility is a prison. Here are more examples of euphemism. Paradox is also a figure of speech. It means a statement that openly contradicts itself but may contain some truth. No one goes to that restaurant because it is overcrowded. No one goes there, yet it is overcrowded. What this simply means is that many people are already too many there. It is not too safe, or you may not be attended to on time if you go there because people are already too many in there. Don't go near the water till you have learned how to swim. If I do not go near the water, how then do I learn to swim? Can you figure out the paradox there? This is an illustration of a crowded restaurant. Metonymy is a figure of speech which means to refer to something by referring to something else that is closely associated with that thing. Examples will make you understand this better. The White House declared that we are at war with mass. It simply means that the President of the United States declared that we are at war with mass. Who occupies the White House? The President, of course. After leading a rebellion, he seized the throne. Throne here is metonymy for absolute power or kingship. The kettle is boiling. It isn't the kettle that is boiling, but the water in the kettle. Now let's switch to figures of sounds. First is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the same consonant sound at the beginning of closely connected words. 7 sheep said silently. X is being alliterated here. The terrible tiger tore the towel. T is alliterated here. And take note, they all occur at the beginning of the word. More examples of alliteration. Assonance is a figure of sound. That means the repetition of identical or similar vowel sound in a series of words. Try to light the fire. Can you hear that vowel sound I in those words? The rain is Spain falls mainly on the plain. More examples of assonance. Consonance is very much like alliteration. The difference, however, between them is that consonance is the repetition of the same consonant sound at the beginning or middle or end, whereas in alliteration the same consonant is repeated at the beginning of closely connected words. Example: more men came home that day that we ever expected. M is repeated here. Take note that in example 1 here, it is occurring at the beginning of the first word, at the middle of came. So consonants could occur at the beginning, middle, and end of words. She gave the big dog a hug. G is repeated here, and it appears at the beginning of gave, at the end of big, at the end of dog, and at the end of hug. Pun is the play on words which sound similar, and it is usually used for comic effect. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. But somebody could play on the word fall and begin to fall down from a height. But as it is used here, it means see you next season. The only date that is a command, March 4th. The listener can play on that and begin to march towards the speaker, but it actually means March 4th, a date and not a command. So pun is the play on words that sound similar or identical. The dog said to the bartender, "Put it on my bill." The bartender could play on the word bill and place it on the bill of the duck. Do you know the bill of the duck? What the duck means here is that it should be added to what he is going to pay, to his expenses, and not its own bill. Onomatopoeia is a word that imitates the sound it represents. Bark, croak, quack, is are onomatopoeia words. More examples of onomatopoeia. Watch this clip and pay attention to how onomatopoeia operates.
Cat. Dog. Cow. Sheep. Horse. Pig. Donkey. Hen. Duck. Rooster. Goat. Frog. Lion. Monkey. Tiger. Elephant. Bear. Wolf. fox.
Tools and instrument sounds. Scissors go snip, snip. Pump goes s, s. Hammer goes pound, pound. Drill goes drrrr. Saw goes sh, 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 sh. Bell goes ring, ring. Drum goes boom, boom. Trumpet goes pa-pa-ra. Guitar goes strum, strum. Reed pipe goes do-do-do-de-do.
All right, this is where I will call it a day with you. We'll dwell more on this topic in our physical class. Goodbye for now.